Chapter 14, Striving for Better Environment, Part 1. When the environment becomes dirty due to human activity or any natural disaster, it leads to pollution. So, pollution is contamination of natural environment that can harmfully affect the ecosystem. And pollutants are the products which affect the normal functioning of ecosystem and have an adverse effect on plants, animals and humans. Now, types of pollution. First one, air pollution. Modernization, industrialization has led to increase in air pollution. Contamination of air by toxic gases and minute particles of solids in concentration which is harmful to human beings and surrounding is air pollution. The air pollutants are classified as, first one, according to origin. In that, primary pollutants that are emitted directly from the sources. For example, ash, smoke, oxides of sulfur, carbon, etc. Then secondary pollutants are formed in the atmosphere by chemical reactions between primary pollutants and atmospheric constituents. For example, sulfur trioxide, ozone, etc. Another type of classification according to state of matter, in that gaseous air pollutants exist in gaseous state at normal temperature and pressure, for example, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Then particulate air pollutants, these are non-gaseous substances, for example, suspended droplets, solid particles, etc. Then, according to sources, first one, natural source, which include volcanic eruption, sand and dust form, etc. And the man-made sources include human activities such as industries, nuclear experiments, automobiles, etc. Then, sources of air pollution. 1. Air pollution due to transportation. Automobile exhaust emits particulate matters, unburned hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide. 2. Air pollution due to industry. Industries such as chemical, petrochemical, thermal power plants, paper mills cause most air pollution. The smoke coming out from the factories and the radioactive materials pollute the air. 3. Air pollution due to agriculture. Open field burning is the main contributor to air pollution due to agriculture. Pesticides used in agriculture sector emit toxic chemicals. 4. Air pollution due to various types of burning. Burning of coal, forest fires and firecrackers. Now, the effects of air pollution. First, effects on human beings, which are short-term effects. They include irritation of eyes, nose, mouth and throat, respiratory infections such as bronchitis, pneumonia, headache, nausea, allergy, asthma attacks, reduced lung functioning. The long-term effect include chronic pulmonary disease, cardiovascular disease, lung cancer, premature death. Then effects on animals. The particulates with metals are very dangerous to animals and they affect the breathing of animals. Then effect on plants, reduction in growth of various parts of plant and yellowing or chlorosis of the leaf. Then effect on environment. The increase in carbon dioxide level due to deforestation and fuel combustion increase the atmospheric temperature of the earth. This results in the melting of glaciers and polar ice. Then acid rain. When fossil fuels are burnt, nitrogen oxides and sulfur oxides are released into the atmosphere. These oxides are soluble in water and they react with water to form sulfurous acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid and nitrous acid. These acids mix with mist, rainwater drops or snow and this rain is called acid rain. The effects of acid rain. It increases the acidity in the soil and water bodies which damage trees and wildlife. It corrodes buildings, statues, sculptures that are part of our national asset. It adversely affects agriculture and croplands. Then ozone layer depletion. Stratosphere is the second layer of atmosphere which contains ozone at the top. The layer absorbs the harmful UV rays from the sun and protects both plant and animal life on the planet. Then causes of ozone depletion. Before 1995, chlorofluorocarbon, that is CFC, were used as coolants in refrigerators, freezers and air conditioners. During use of these material, a lot of CFC get dispersed in the atmosphere and the molecules are broken apart by UV light, releasing chlorine and bromine, which further demolish ozone at an alarming rate. A hole has been observed in the ozone layer in the stratosphere near Antarctica, which allows the ultraviolet rays of the sun to reach the earth directly. It causes skin cancer, cataract in human beings. Then, greenhouse effect. Our earth receives energy from the sun. The earth's surface absorbs the solar energy and releases it back to the atmosphere as infrared radiation, some of which goes right back into space. But some of the infrared radiation emitted by the earth is absorbed by carbon dioxide and methane and sent back towards the earth's surface as heat energy, causing a warming known as greenhouse effect. The gases contributing this effect are greenhouse gases, for example, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, CFC12. Then, water pollution. When toxic substances enter the water bodies, they get dissolved or get deposited on the bed. This results in the pollution of water. Now, the water pollutants. First one, biological water pollutants. They contain algae, bacteria, virus and parasites which make water harmful for human consumption. 2. Inorganic water pollutants such as sand, clay, soil, precipitated salt and toxic metals like arsenic, cadmium, lead, etc. 3. Organic water pollutants. Use of herbicides and pesticides contribute to water contamination. Then sources of water pollution. First one, natural sources. Due to heavy rains, minerals from land get washed into river and then oceans. This leads to uncontrolled growth of water weeds. Similarly, dead animals, animal waste get washed into water sources due to rain. Then man-made sources. 1. Domestic sewage. Wastewater originating from kitchen, bathroom, toilet is domestic sewage. 2. Industrial waste. Waste materials like acid, alkalis, dyes, pesticides are poured into the water bodies by many industrial units. 3. Radioactive waste. These are produced from industrial, medical and scientific processes that use radioactive material. 4. Agricultural runoffs. The use of land for agricultural and the practices followed in cultivation greatly affect the quality of groundwater. 5. Oil spills. Accidental release of oil into a body of water as from a tanker, offshore drilling rig or underwater pipeline often present a hazard to marine life and the environment. 6. Thermal pollution. The thermal power plants and other industries located near the rivers and sea use water for cooling purposes. They release the recycled hot water into the water bodies, increasing the temperature of aquatic environment. Then, effects of water pollution. 1. Effects on human beings. The several waterborne diseases like cholera, typhoid, diarrhea, dysentery, hepatitis, polio and jaundice can be caused by the polluted water. 2. Effects on aquatic life. Due to water pollution, cell division and photosynthesis in algae gets affected. Low oxygen in polluted water can kill fish. Then, eutrophication or nutritional enrichment. The enrichment of water bodies by inorganic plant nutrients like nitrate, phosphate occurring either naturally or due to human activity is eutrophication. The process takes place due to introduction of nutrients and chemicals through discharge of domestic sewage, industrial effluents, and fertilizers from agricultural fields. They promote excessive growth of phytoplankton and algae. As a result, most of the organisms die below the surface of the water. Next one, soil pollution. The types of soil pollutants: pesticides, inorganic pollutants such as mercury, arsenic, nickel, cadmium, lead, etc. Radioactive elements, then organic waste such as detergents, borates, agricultural waste, then airborne contaminants like gaseous emission from industrial areas, burning fuels, smelting and mining. Then sources of soil pollution. 1. Industrial waste. This waste is generated by industries during manufacturing processes such as chemicals, paints, paper, foundry waste. 2. Domestic waste. It includes garbage, domestic refuse and discarded soil materials. Non-biodegradable materials like polythene bags remain in soil for long periods. 3. Chemical fertilizers. The excessive use of chemical fertilizers having nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium create pollution. 4. Biomedical waste. These include outdated medicines, cytotoxic drugs, soil tracings, cotton with blood and body fluid, dissected body organs, syringes, needles, etc. 5. Pesticides. These seep into the soil and affect the soil at biological level by killing natural bacteria in the soil. Then effects of soil pollution. Sewage sludge contains many pathogenic bacteria and viruses which cause various types of diseases. Human and animal excreta contains pathogens that contaminate soil and vegetable crops when used as manure. Land and soil pollution is responsible for loss of fertility and productivity of soil. Soil pollution can lead to water pollution if toxic chemicals reach into groundwater. Radioactive material and soil contaminants move away from the soil into crop, livestock and human bodies through food chains. Now next is noise pollution. The leading sources of noise pollution are road traffic noise, aircraft noise, railroads, construction noise, noise in industries, noise from consumer products such as household appliances and celebration of festivals. Now effects of noise pollution. First, auditory effects, auditory fatigue and deafness. Non-auditory effects, communication interference, sleep interference, concentration interference, mental disorientation, violent behavior. Then physiological effect, nausea, fatigue, anxiety, visual disturbances, cardiovascular diseases and hypertension. Next type, radioactive pollution. The sources: nuclear power plants and nuclear fuel, nuclear weapons, mining, nuclear accidents, medical waste. Now effects of radioactive pollution. Polluted soil transfers radioactive substances to plants growing on it. This affects plant DNA. Some plants die and others may develop weak seeds. When the human body is exposed to radiation, it reacts with biological molecules forming ions. These ions destroy cells, protein enzymes and nucleic acid. Damage caused by radiations may be transmitted to many generations. Then, abatement of pollution. The corrective steps taken to minimize the effect of pollutants on ecosystem is called abatement of pollution. The Central Pollution Control Board (CPCB) and Maharashtra Pollution Control Board (MPCB) are the government bodies who confirm the laws being followed by all the organizations like factories, industrial estates, municipalities, etc. Any violation is punishable. In order to control air pollution from industry, following methods are adopted. 1. Using Tall chimneys. 2. Source correction methods like changing raw material and process modification. 3. Using effective pollution controlling equipments like dust collectors, electrostatic precipitators, wet scrubbers, etc. Now, role of citizens in pollution control. Plant trees and develop gardens. Save fossil fuels and reduce pollution. Minimize electricity consumption. Use public transport instead of private vehicles. Non-conventional source of energy like solar and wind energy. Maintain vehicles in well-tuned conditions. Keep your home and public places clean.